Hey, yo, what's up? This is Ice-T representing for Hype Magazine. Stop playing.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby. And if I sound a little tongue-tied, flabbergasted, and weed, it's because one of my heroes, hip-hop heroes, the one and only Medusa, the Gangsta Goddess. And I'm going to tell you why she's a hero to me. First of all, she's held it down for the culture of hip-hop coming out of Leimert Park, Project Blowed, all those things that mean something. She's showed kindness and leadership, and how she touched me personally. I was producing a event for the NBA. We were going out on tour in the USO. A young lady by the name of Lady Bug. I said hello. We were sitting there watching the practice, and she introduced me to Medusa. She says, "You got to meet this bastion of hip hop." You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I got a chance to chop it up with her, and we didn't connect deeply because I was going out on the tour. When I came back, though, somehow, some way, I think I was doing the AT&T showcase the first time you showed up. Came
Wow.
back doing the AT&T showcase, current affair, owned by Lonzo Williams. We are on Manchester and La Brea, across from the Big Donut, Inglewood, y'all know. T-shirt shop across the street. And who
Mm.
walks through the door but this stunning piece of work in a black tuxedo jacket, a bowler cap cocked to the side. And she walked in and stood come in the back door out of nowhere, no announcement. And she said, "Jerry," I looked up and go, "Oh my God." She came to my show and supported. And people looked and said, "How'd you get Medusa to come out? She don't come out anywhere." I'm like, "I don't know. She's very kind." And that inspired me to keep pushing and producing events. And then, I think on another night, she just showed up out of nowhere. And I wasn't able to get her music played because the DJ was on some la-di-da and wasn't ready. You know what I mean? But she supported, and I just want to say thank you for your support, the inspiration, and doing for me something you probably didn't even know that you did. You said
Wow.
just your
Wow.
appearance, your presence said, "I'm doing the right thing." So
Wow.
I appreciate
That that's love, Jerry. You're right. I had absolutely no idea that that's the impact, but that's our walk in life. We never know the impact that we've given someone,
it. Yeah.
and that's a beautiful thing. We need more of that right now. To know that we are all the same, we have to say something. The hellos, the "Are you okay?" Is there something I can get for you? Look sad. Can I? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
the engagement is everything.
It's,
And that was a historical spot. I'm gonna come to the current affair, but you did. You were the one that made me come out that night, and I appreciate it. And Ladybug, oh my God, love her. You know,
hey, she was amazing. You
yeah,
you would look
man.
at it, you go like this little diminutive little dynamic package here. You never
Yes.
you never knew where she was going to take you, where she was going to lead you, what gem she was going to drop for you if she considered you worthy.
Wow.
And I count myself to be blessed. So, you know, hey, Ladybug, if you get an opportunity here, thank you as well. Because
That part.
everything's a chain. You know what I mean?
Huh.
A
Yeah,
simple
it is.
a simple hello. And now here I am, 20 some odd years later. I'm the editor-in-chief of the #1 digital magazine in the world. And hey, at each and every point, you're gonna meet all of them. But at each and every point in my career, it's been a dynamic woman that inspired me or gave me an opportunity, opened the door. So,
Mm.
all right,
Thank
fanboy moment over. Is it okay? I'm sorry, I gushed. And I'm not
you.
ashamed. Wait a minute. As the deacon said at church, I ain't ashamed. I ain't ashamed.
I appreciate your fanboy moment. I'll tell you that much.
Means a lot to me. Means a lot to me. Y'all should know how important she is. She is considered the queen of the LA Underground. She has been highlighted in the film by film director Ava DuVernay's documentary, This Is Life. The impact is real. She also has credits, you know what I mean, as well as the hip hop documentary Freestyle.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then wow, and she earned some credits on Tupac Gridlock soundtrack as well. What up, though? She everywhere. Look, that mailbox money, doesn't that feel good?
Hey, when it comes through, it's lovely. You know, as me as an artist, you know, I do things and then I move on.
Right.
I don't, you know, occasionally look back if somebody taps me on the shoulder, but those things, when the check comes in, yeah, baby, it taps me on the shoulder.
Hey, hey, that's that feel good stuff. I'm like, the first time I even heard the term mailbox money uh
Mm.
was somebody in the entertainment industry. I think it was a unknown DJ who did 808
Oh,
beat.
wow.
And he DJ Unknown, they call him. He was just like, yeah, man, with the money that you want, it's not the money you got to carry to the bank. You want that mailbox money. They just sending it to you, and
That part.
you get a receipt. So
That and the beauty for the gridlock thing, I don't think a lot of people know this, but Bondi Curtis Hall had asked Michelle Adegiacello to
oh
do this music.
wow.
And Michelle at the time was busy with other things, and she suggested me instead. So that's how I got that gig doing that music for the film.
Relationships,
Absolutely. Thank
integrity
you,
in the
Michelle.
industry. You know, you got like integrity and a reputation within uh the industry as someone that's trustworthy
Thank
and
God.
value. Look, it makes the world,
That's the name.
it makes the world a difference. Because how many decades are we now? 3 decades for you?
Three.
Three
Three
decades,
songs.
3 solid decades.
And we're talking people knowing me as an MC. You know,
Right.
I went to Radiotron. I went to the Uncle Jam's Army. I went, you know, so I was a pop locker back in the day. People aren't even counting my moments in hip hop as a pop locker with the crew, the Groovatrons, and ditching from Pomona, my Ontario High, to come out here and battle somebody at Garfield High. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They don't think about it. So I let's just get reflective real quick, if you don't mind. And from the inside looking out, talk to us about how you see the legend Medusa. Even if you don't call yourself a legend, but just it is what it is.
Right. You know, I am that LA child. Like my family's been here since the 20s, and I'm that LA child that got bought out. Come on, baby, come out here and show us the new dance. Come
Mm-hmm.
out here and dance for the family when it was a barbecue or whatnot. So
Right.
I'm doing the gigolo. I'm doing whatever the hot dance is at that time. Because, of course, my favorites were Soul Train. So I was that kid. I'm
Uh-huh.
watching Soul Train. I'm learning the dances. I got a family that's very family oriented. So all the Sundays, mama, my great grandmother cooked dinner. So we were always together, LA style. You know, the music that I heard was everything in my mother's vinyl collection. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And growing up into finding my freakhood through a Prince.
Mm.
And in that, there were a lot of crews. So I was that dancer. You know, I was on Freak Patrol with that.
I feel
So
you. I
you
feel
talk
you.
about the 80s uh, of pop locking, Uncle Jam's Army, Backstreet, all these different spots that youth could go to. I was making a mark as this pop locker, Lady Tic Tut. So I had no clue I was this Medusa back in the day. I wasn't even worried about writing rhymes. I might have had a couple that I could spit, you know, based on the nuances that I grew up with, you know, the rapper's delight and so on. But Medusa didn't exist until I did a little bit of jail time and realized that is not the hustle for me. And within this growing up in this family, I'm going to Baptist churches and music was everything. I lived for the choir. So I sang in different choirs and I applied that to who this Medusa was going to be. And Medusa is an MC that used to be a pop locker that added the vocal styling of an Aretha Franklin, of an Isley Brothers, of a Sly Stone to her hip hop. And I think I might have been the first one in LA to actually do that. So I'm coming out of jail. I'm making a firm decision. This is the path I'm going to take. This is what I'm going to add to it. I see the things that are missing. I would like to add this. Started developing a band, pulling musicians together. Coco and I were hitting the Good Life Cafe, you know, when it was hot and real and young. We were looking for the hot spots, the open mics. So any open mic there was, we would hit. Well, we hit the Good Life Cafe and saw all of these beautiful, unique people of color that were our age and older and younger, you know what I mean, that represented the style of person we were from LA was right there at the Good Life Cafe. In addition to that, it was a healthy perspective of listening and spitting because, you know, you couldn't cuss there. You know, you're in a health food spot. So it started to make me have hope in what I was doing with this rap, you know what I'm saying, with this MC. So Medusa started goddess gowns, head wraps. You know, we wanted to uphold what that goodness in the goddess is. Right. You know, yeah, there's good pussy, but there is the magic in the gas of that good pussy. And I got goddess pussy. So this is what I'm gonna bring to you. So the first song that we did was The Power of the P. We noticed every brother, anybody was talking, that was the subject matter, right? In the roughest, most derogatory way. So we decided to present it in the way that it wasn't being presented. You know what I'm saying? And it allowed us to hold space where you wouldn't think that space could be held for a woman. You feel me? Yeah. Like me and Coco as Sin, we made a mark as these two women together. This is my cousin. Okay, so we're thinking about our parents and our family within what we're doing. Like if we gonna show out, they're gonna come. So let's make it palatable for all. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I started getting my rearing, this Good Life Cafe. Then to the Project Blow. Now I'm more dolo. You know, I'm working with Fat Jack, Yusef Afloat, God rest his soul. And I started developing a sound without listening to hip hop. I'm gonna be real. I'm a hip hop fiend, but I can't lay and listen to the lyrics and be influenced in that way. I wanted to stay uniquely myself. Right. And as time progressed, I put together a band, and I was in the mix. It allowed me to be in the mix of a Michelle and Diggy cello.
Weren't you the first? I didn't mean to cut you off, but weren't you the first to use the live band? At the right? At Project Blows and all that. You were the first hip hop band in LA.
Absolutely.
To use the live instrument. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and to add the dancers to it. I'm still a pop locker. Right. So if you could catch me at a show, this Medusa was live band, but I would still show up with a DJ Drez, some pop lockers. You never knew what you were gonna get. You feel me? Yeah. And I think during that time, there was, you know, there's boxes, just like, and we create boxes for every damn thing to make us feel comfortable to sit in this goddamn box. You feel me?
Right.
Language. But so no one could really box Sin, me and Coco, and no one could box Medusa. They trying to figure out, where do we put her? You know, because we keep seeing her in different ways. So Medusa is that. You got to think about it. Medusa, all these different snakes in her head, all of them have a different personality. So all of these thoughts and all of these personas that are in me, I allow them to exist like the many snakes on a Medusa head. You feel me? And I don't feel restricted. At the same time, I believe that that's why some parts of the world may know who I am, you know, but for the overall movement of the world in hip hop, I'm a spit in the bucket. What you know about me is a spit in the bucket. So now I am in a space where people have caught up to Medusa, this gangster goddess. I added gangster goddess on that because I gangster my position and I keep my goddess like integrity. You feel me? It's not like all the styles of hip hop. You know, you got your Daisy Age, you got your strip hop, you got your pop hop, you got rock hop. All of these things. I am all of those things. Funk hop. I'm all of those things mixed in one because I grew up with Parliament Funkadelic, Carole King, The Doors, Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? All depending on what world I walked in is the music I tapped on. Prince.
Yeah.
I was all of those things.
Tina
So now
Marie.
I'm in a, huh?
Tina Marie.
Tina Marie, yes.
Yeah.
And there are these select people that gave me an opportunity. So Tina Marie, she
Mac and
told me I
Gang.
was one of her, God rest her soul. She told me I was one of her favorite MCs and put me on her LaDanya album. And you talking about, I was a Tina Marie fan that sat and mimicked her music, would sit by myself and practice her vocal styling.
Wow.
So to be in front of her at her home, her lending these crazy Rick James stories to me, her sitting at the piano and playing Liquid and singing while I'm eating lunch. She had no idea how much of a fan moment I was having. You feel me? And to be put on a song with her and MC Light and it be so powerful. The Mac and
Gang.
From
Three
a
women.
woman's perspective.
Yeah.
And this is LA. You got to cater to all the scenes. There's a Hispanic scene. There's a lowrider scene. There's a, your hood scene. You got to touch them all.
Right.
So I tapped in all of them. I like everything. So I ended up with Ozo Motley, in that hip hop scene.
Yes.
With Gat clothing. They had a warehouse where there was graffiti art everywhere and they were doing music in these little pods. Pedro had an art studio in there. God rest his soul. And, I've been saying that a lot lately. It's a lot of people have passed. I got to, give them their love. Ozo Motley, I did a song with them that got me a Grammy, my first Grammy, and it's been a beautiful journey. But Medusa right now, the Gangsta Goddess, has got music that I've been sitting on, new music. I have the support of a Battle Cat, a Broadway from the Alcoholics, Biz One, all of my underground heads from Freestyle Fellowship to Abstract Rude to you name it, they got my back. So now we have this new online presence. We can drop music all day, every day.
Right.
So I'm getting ready to hit them with a Medusa season.
Oh.
This is where Medusa the Gangsta Goddess is right now.
Come with that.
So I done rocked every stage you could think of. With a Rakim, a KRS-One. With a Snoop Dogg, and Exhibit. You name it, I've rocked with it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting ready to drop these jewels on them, the many different joints, which is quite an extensive catalog. And I'm starting with Georgia Ann Muldrow and I have a album together called Top Shelf Funk.
Uh-oh.
Yes. It is not to be played with. It is phenomenal.
Wow.
And I'm dropping Double Dutch. The video is done. So I'm going to make this with the support of the people around me, the wonderful artists around me. I'm going to make this the Medusa season.
Let's get it, because I am all in. I can't tell you. Every outlet I admin is going to get a piece of Medusa this year. They don't know. And I'm 72 deep personally.
See, that
Holla
part.
at your boy.
Come on, baby, with your fly self, looking for. What are you, 39?
I'm 60. I am officially 60, and I retired from the military in 2013. So
Wow.
this is me after 3 years in the hospital, getting cut on like a Christmas turkey, and yeah, coming through the psychological trip. You feel me? Like
Thank you for
I
your service
nah,
and your tenacity and your consistency to live.
yeah, you know, life tried that bullshit, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a triumph. Every day is a triumph. I'm not a statistic, which is, you know, a beautiful thing. I'm married to this powerful sister for 20 years who went through it all with me. You know,
Wow.
the war zones, the deployments, the hospitalization, the surgeries, the mental health. You know,
Wow. And
I'm
that's heavy. People don't realize that they're experiencing mental health half the time.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When you feel like you sitting around the house and not being the full person that you know you can be, there's an imbalance there. So for you to handle it in the way that you did and to have that support, man, blessings.
I'm telling you,
Blessings to you.
it's you know, and I'm not a racist dude, but I gotta say, you know, the old school sisters
Come on.
have always been the backbone of the black men in this country for, you know, here we go, almost 500 years now, right?
Come on. Come
So I'm not shy, and I tell a brother, fuck you and feed you fish
on.
if you feel like you have the right to disrespect, you know, the uniform of the women that have buttressed our community
Come on.
globally. Because everywhere that we've been, people who wore our uniform have always been made to feel less than. And
Mm,
as men, they're more aggressive and, you know, insisting upon trying to take your manhood. And it's the woman who has your back and says, we can deal with this. We can make it. Feel me?
yeah. Yes. Always. And
Back
if
to
you
hip hop, though. I'm sorry.
come on, that's all right. I was with you because the beautiful women that I've had around me, come on, my mother to this day, she is a cancer survivor, was supposed to die years ago. This woman is still around here looking fabulous. And she looks like she's in her 50s with me. And you know what I mean? And she is just phenomenal. And then my Aunt Billy, you know, she was married to Norman Whitfield. She wrote "Wishing on a Star" by Rolls Royce.
My
You know,
Lord.
she was with the Undisputed Truth back in the day. So you know what I mean? I was around that. And these were women that influenced me, and I still carry it right now.
Mm,
I will never let that go. I know the beauty of a 70s woman.
mm.
You feel me? Physically and mentally.
All that.
They are something special.
All that. All that. I was going to ask you, you know, because obviously it's in your DNA, the entertainment industry, and then coming from the church house, you know, to being the high priestess. Ooh, play with me if you want to.
Come on now.
Was there a benchmark moment when you said or realized that, yep, this life, the fabric of music has called me and is not going to let me go? When did you surrender?
Oh man. I think it was that point when I was in jail
Mm,
and teetering on, okay, after this, what am I going to do? Because I don't want to end up back in here,
mhm.
mid Civil Brand. And the majority of the women in there were women of color, and they were there based on drugs. It was either
I lost your audio. You hit mute.
or it was prostitution to support a drug habit
Right.
in addition to family. And they would sit around me while Slim was braiding my hair, and everyone shared a story with me.
Mhm.
And it was so heart-wrenching that half of them had a man that was in the jail up the street and was looking for somebody to write letters for them to them. So now I'm dealing with the illiteracy, that's happening. And it cracked something in me that made me realize I have to tell these stories, and when I leave here and they remember me, something to be inspired and be proud of. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's Monet. She's now Medusa. Oh my God, she's doing these positive things. And every once in a while I'll see them out and about and they'll give me this love. But it was that moment sitting in that jail, hearing all these stories and seeing who we were without the society involved in it. It was just raw and uncut. I said, oh yeah, I got to represent my Black womanhood in an entirely different way, just to shine for them. So when I got out, the first thing I did, Coco took me straight to a studio. I started when she picked me up from Civil Brand.
Wow.
And I said, I won't do anything different. And I was a cold hustler. I get you special paperwork. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But hey, I had to humble myself. Renting a room, I didn't know nothing about just renting a room. I had spots. I hung with executives, crooked executives. So to humble myself and take a different stance on who I am because of that, yeah, that's Medusa. That was the choice I made. That was the creation of this new fabric of me. Plus being able to add my family to it, the bounce back of all the Black women from in my family, the dialogue from jail, from my youth in hip hop to how my women in the family talk to each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got out, and that was the giving point, not the breaking point. That was the giving point.
Yeah, I got to tell you the impact. Yeah, you heard my fanboy moment, and I'm not gonna take it back, edit it out, or nothing, right? But let me tell you, she hasn't just impressed me. She's Ivy League. This is the person who greets you in the hip hop archive department at freaking Harvard.
Yes.
It's her face next to a golden Buddha over her right shoulder as she's wearing her natural look. And I don't know which Muppet that is on that dress. But the impact, she is indelibly stamped into the history of hip hop from the East to the West and Japan. Let's not forget what you did with Speech from Arrested Development, that Stranger Inside thing that you did as an actress. You know what I mean? You know, you're single with Speech. What was that? Spiritual People?
Spiritual People.
It went gold in Japan. So I'm talking about global impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, y'all playing with me about Medusa. Y'all can't play with me about Medusa.
I love that you have that knowledge, man. Thank you. Thank you. Because sometimes I'll sit with people and they it's just an interview. They don't really know. They didn't dig in the Medusa crate. And that's all right. You just ask me the right question and I'll give it to you.
I don't like to do interviews. I like to have conversations. And I feel that sitting at your feet as regards hip hop is the way to freaking go and elevate my game. Because I get like 300 or 400 submissions a day.
Ooh.
I can listen to maybe 15 to 20 seconds. So if your intro is too long, you missed me.
Right.
You feel me?
I feel you. Trust me. I'm like that about beats that I get. You
See,
know, I'm like, oh, you
speaking,
just sent me a beat pack with 20 beats?
why?
Okay, first of all, you should have started with 5. That would have worked for me.
Right, right.
Now listen, so the first few seconds,
Yeah,
you better catch me. You better give it to me.
man. Let me ask
But
you, with over your 33 decades now, look, from church music, Ozo Motley. Didn't I see y'all at the Key Club on Sunset?
definitely, we've done the Key Club, the Viper Room,
Piper Room?
we've done the Troubadour,
True. Did
like
you do
all of the
Coconut
hot
Teaser
sunset
before it
spots.
closed?
Huh?
Did you do Coconut Teaser before it closed?
Oh,
It was
definitely. Have done the Coconut Teasers, have done House of Blues when it was on Sunset.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you used to rule
Hollywood has felt it. Even the Mint.
the mint. Yeah.
Yeah, Fado Doze was my spot that I threw Nappy at the Roots
Nappy
for.
Active Roots. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fado Doze with Lady Copper and
Yeah.
Sinyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the hot spot.
Yeah.
And people could count on seeing me do my thing with the live band. If you arrived at midnight, you're gonna get that Medusa and Feline Science set.
Mm, mm.
Fado Doze.
They don't
Man,
know. Man, I forgot all about that joint. I
yeah, it was the
Another one
thing.
that I forgot was a Shark Bar.
Oh wow, yeah, Shark Bar.
Shark Bar used to be the spot too,
Yeah,
but it was mostly actors up in there. But but
yeah,
but you traveled in that realm as well. You what been on
yeah.
CBS and
See the
documentary.
$1. I did a film called $1. I did the Stranger Inside film by uh
Cheryl
Dunye,
Dunye.
Cheryl Dunye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She
Yeah,
did. Did the Watermelon Woman
yeah.
and blew up from there. I've seen her really do some things, but Stranger Inside was phenomenal. And it came out at the same time as Civil Brand, so it kind of got overshadowed, but I
Yeah,
thought it was just a dope film.
good.
You know, if you
So,
guys don't know Stranger Inside, check it out.
gotta
HBO
check
film.
her out. Check her out. Medusa the Gangsta Goddess. She is on IMDb, and you can find all
Absolutely.
of her work there. And then as an academian, academian
Hey,
professor,
hey. I'm over it.
Cal
I've been at
Arts,
Cal Arts for 4 years.
and in El
People,
Salvador at the Dizzy Gillespie. What?
yes, yes, that's the next level program.
The
And
government program, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
called Next Level. Dizzy Gillespie started that back, I want to say in the 30s,
Mm-hmm.
30s or 40s. Yeah. And it's an impactful program. You get to meet artists from all over the world. I have judged for it. I have actually
There you go again on mute.
San Salvador. I have the utmost respect for everyone that runs that program because it has gotten MCs, vocalists, and whatnot to really blend with Africa, parts of Asia. Uh, uh, we've been everywhere with this program, and I was lucky enough to do San Salvador.
Mm.
I think with that program, it made me realize the impact of relationships and this music, hip hop, because it's worldwide, and if we don't connect and have the conversation, let's just understand that conversation, that was the phone call back in the day.
Mm.
That's how we knew that we were living the same way. That's how we knew what each other's dialogue meant, what each other's slang meant. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for us to be able to travel and touch these grounds now through programs like this meant everything to me. I've
Right.
been with Project Blow with Chaos Network, Ben Caldwell. I've been with him to Cuba. Phenomenal.
Mm.
The presence of hip hop is real in their
Yeah.
own style.
Yeah.
And yeah. I've been to from as far as academia, from Stanford to Harvard to Berkeley School of Music to just countless amounts of schools. where I've taught programs and workshops. So it prepared me for a Cal Arts. And just a couple of days ago, I had to back out because my year is so busy. So I
Right.
might pick up back there at the fall, at fall. But my students, these heads love hip hop, but have no idea about the history of. They have no concept of being original because they're mimicking styles. Um, God, so it's like you have to break a student's pattern of existing in hip hop and make them as as real and raw as they are as an individual, and then build them back up and teach them bars at the same time. Teach them to dig deeper in their vocabulary. Show them that not everyone is an MC. You could
Right.
be you're a graph artist. You're a business woman. You are the booking agent. You are, you know what I mean, and showing them that you can be a company together. That's so I taught in a bigger theme, a larger theme for these youngsters so that they could walk away and be their own company
Mm.
and be authentic with their approach to this hip hop. Because we still babies. We still at the embryonic stage. There's more uh, uh, elements to add to hip hop now. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So if you're gonna bring something to it, make it be long lasting, like an LL Cool J. Let,
Mm.
let it be, a Rick Rubin moment.
Yeah.
Let it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let
Yes.
come
Yes.
on, come
Chris
on,
Lighty,
yeah,
the
come on.
benchmark moments in the culture of the genre. Because
Mm-hmm.
for me, and I may be overthinking it. You're the professor, and I would bow to
No,
you.
no.
But
I mean, it's
I
the
feel,
appropriation that happens in it. It's just crazy.
yeah, I feel that hip hop is the culture, and rap is the child of the culture. It
Yes.
is the visible presentation of the culture,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and with
Because
the
it's
culture
it's
being the
easy.
hub with all these spokes in the middle of this wheel, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
and we can all be, how do you call it, mentally divergent in
Mm-hmm.
how we perceive hip hop and
Yeah.
rap. But for me, they're different. And I don't make
Absolutely.
music, so maybe it's an unqualified opinion. But I'm 60.
No,
I don't really care what anybody else says.
no,
That's
but
how.
you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
Because hip hop as the culture is a much more difficult thing to live
Right.
than you writing some rhymes on a paper, and
Mhm.
hear what I say, you writing some rhymes or making sentences rhyme on a paper. That's not enough.
Mhm.
This is an expression of revolution, this of all types, whether it be a sexual revolution, whether it be a community revolution, whether it be a worldwide revolution, the revolution of a culture of people. It is that. So when I listen, I'm looking for that. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So I make these youngsters stand up to who they are and what they witness and experience. And
Mm.
if you haven't experienced it and you don't have any thought on it, then damn it, don't write like you do.
Thank you. Oh my God.
And
You
if you
know,
are going to do hip hop, do all of it.
hey, I just tell them, sit the F down if you ain't who you claim to be. Sit the F
Absolutely,
down,
Jay.
and everything you do is fakery.
Come on. Come on.
I stole that
Sit
from
down.
High Society out of Kansas City. That song is called No Comment. But me, I have claimed it as my anthem. I told them, I declared it, and they gave me the clearance. I'm like, I'm appropriating that
I
piece of that
love
chorus because
it.
it meets me where I'm at. This is my 2024. Yeah. So we talked about, so I really got sidetracked. I wanted to ask you this question about your ability after hearing so many sounds, creating and being a part of so many sounds, are you still able to rock out to music as a consumer, or do you find yourself constantly analyzing what you're hearing? Has your experience with music been jaded at all?
Right. Not at all. Not in the least little bit. Because I'm grown enough to come from a lot of facets of what this music is.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear new trap beats and perspective of their rhyme, I think about Egyptian Lover and the simplified pattern of those beats and his style of rhyming. I need a freak
Mm-hmm.
with curly hair, super freak. I need you to be there. Help me out. That was my joint.
I'm trying to egg you on. Let's get it.
But my thing is like, that was our simple, funky rhyme, and that was our trap in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I relate to everything that I hear, but I do have this internal musician that has always heard all of the things at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm listening to a Marvin Gaye song, I hear all the nuances. I hear his vocal production. I hear all the ad libs. I hear the horn, the drums, all of the elements for some reason are playing in different ways, and I can assess them and mimic each thing at different times. It's like there's this SSL board in my head that's doing this mix, when I listen to music. So I'm listening to all the nuances, and I'm used to hearing full band sound. So now my brain is being teased with the simplistic of production. So I have to, when I'm not out in hip hop, I listen to jazz. I listen to funk. I listen to old school R&B because it's full. It's full enough for my head to really wrap around all of that love, all of that. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I hear like 3-4 things in the track, and I'm kind of over it.
Yeah,
So it's got to be West Coast. It's got to be a little more musical for me. That's all.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel all of it. I'm with it.
You know what I've been noticing lately from some of the, I don't want to call them old heads, I want to say more skillful rappers.
Yes, say that. Yes.
I have noticed, and this is just me becoming conscious of it, but it's probably always been there, but the use of timbre and intonation in delivering the raps.
Yes.
And the timing of the punchline, the bar.
Yes.
Has become part of the instrumentation. It always has been there.
Yes. But more so.
Yeah. More so. And I'm picking it up. I'm going, you know what? I really never noticed these nuances. And maybe it's because it was more difficult to do in the analog world as opposed to the digital world now. More freedom, more leeway.
Yeah, I can feel that. Like Kendrick Lamar. That's phenomenal, but it's the nuance of a freestyle fellowship for me.
Yes.
Because when I listen to Micah 9 rhyme, he sounds like a trumpet. So and it's singing the make a difference. I appreciate that. So when I hear a Kendrick sounds like keyboards and a drum playing off of each other. That's dope to me. If DJ Quick did that, very well. Yeah.
Come on.
That the way he played with those rhythms, yeah. That's necessary because you have a limited amount of music coming from these tracks.
Right.
So you better play with it. You better be something.
What do you prefer, analog or digital?
I like both.
Okay.
I like both. It all depends on what we're doing. Because sometimes I'll sit and I'm in a studio and they jazzy vibed, and I'm like, okay, this is beautiful, and we gonna boom back with this jazz. I could go there, but you know what? I would like to do some trap right now. I would just like that bottom basic so that I can exercise my vocal skills
Okay.
around it, like we were just discussing.
Right.
You know, I need that sometimes too. I need somebody to just give me a beatbox sometimes. Where my hot beatboxers at? I'll take 2 of them on the road with me, maybe 3, and let that be my band.
Oh my Lord. That would be so intricate and beautiful. To get to
Come on.
play with that? Oh my. Hey,
That I would do that. That's amazing to me.
bro.
And that's something that's the element. That's one of the elements.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Who has done a tour like that?
None that I know of.
Exactly. So I'm gonna do it. Watch.
Wait, no. Wayne Brady used to do, didn't he used to do the elevated like beatbox? When he one of those guys, wasn't that part of his stick early on? Was it Wayne Brady? No, it was another brother that was so amazing.
Like
on the
Wayne Brady,
beatbox.
really?
No, it wasn't him. It was another tall guy. I'm
Huh.
not gonna say tall black guy because then I sound like 12. And I ain't with that's
Yeah.
stupid. I'm stupid. I know. It's okay. But I just was like, I think I wanted to, if I could just go back just a moment when we were talking about the global impact. You know, Hip Hop 50, we just finished the official celebration of that. And you were telling a story about traveling around and uh watching how the components of hip hop were interpreted in different countries.
Yeah.
And EFN had just done a series where he went to all the, like he went to Cuba, where he's from. It was his first time to Cuba, and had conversations, and they went to Colombia. So it was a whole series just about hip hop
Wow.
across the globe. And he relayed to me that they over there are saying that our hip hop, our culture is being watered down and diluted as of course the result of commercialization. Was that your experience in conversations as you traveled around the globe, and do you have those conversations still today?
Yeah. A prime example of that is when I went to Cuba, and this sister was like, "I want you to meet my cousin. He look like Tupac. He look like Tupac. He's America. It's American. He's American." You know, that they were so stuck on that. And when I walked into the club later on, there he was, standing in the back of the wall. He had his wrap tied like Tupac. He had thug life and tattoos on him. This dude really looked like Tupac.
Wow.
But he looked like Tupac because he had the desire to look like this American image of what they thought our hip hop was. And I was like, damn, that's just one style of what we are in America. I mean, just in Japan, you know, coming to America, buying up the lowriders, and they standing there with they Dickies on and their, you know, Pendletons, and I'm like, wow,
And they
what
walked
is
in too.
happening here?
They
I
walked.
get it, but at the same time, I know a child
Right.
applies what they hear in the easiest and simplest terms. And sometimes we gravitate towards the easiest thing, the simplest thing from a culture that we can pull off quickly. You know what I mean? Like being in the room as a kid with your elders, and they're having this deep conversation, but the main thing that you get out of it is how clever your auntie cussed.
Hey.
You feel me?
Guilty. See?
So,
Yeah.
so it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's how clever they cussed, how it kind of dumbed down and made it easy for you to follow along.
Yeah. You know, I don't make music, but I kind of, when you said dumb down, I think about it as a journalist, as a writer, and you know, I got some plaques. You know,
Mhm.
I got some plaques, you know what I mean, and some letters after my name and all that, but I can't write at that elevated state for general consumption. So when you
Right,
said dumb down, you
right.
my publisher says, look, you're an amazing writer, you know, you're great at what you do, but you have to meet people where they are
Uh-huh.
because they're only going to be able to absorb, as you mentioned, you know, one, maybe two components of a complicated situation, which hip hop is a complicated fabric
Yes.
of many strands and strings. You know what I mean? And so to hear you say, you know, they kind of dumb it down for themselves, not as an insult, but
No, definitely not that. I'm just saying, as the easiest part, your child mind is
mhm,
going to gravitate to what is easier to pull off.
yeah,
It
yeah,
just is.
yeah. Cut my steak in little bits.
See, that part. There you
That's how I'm
go.
gonna digest it. Yeah,
That part right there.
yeah.
That right there. And I get it, because my first rhymes were that.
Mhm.
you know, that I'm walking to school, I'm rhyming about dick and all the pussy, all of them things, trying to find the clever way to say it. And it's just the knowledge base. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And if you come out here looking for hip hop in the United States, you're actually looking for that. Like, take me to Compton.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? When you in New Orleans, I want to know where the wards are. You want all of those things.
I'm
I
going
get,
to Metairie across the bridge to the
yeah,
damn plush
yeah,
puppy shop. That's where I'm going. I ain't going to the hood.
right. But don't take it and then apply it to your life as if
Yeah,
that was your
that
existence.
was my exist. Yep, exactly, precisely.
Don't
Yeah,
don't do that.
yeah.
Don't,
Yeah.
that's an incorrect appropriation.
I
Because if I take you appropriating it and put you in the jungle or some areas that you cannot fare well in
mm,
because you out here imitating something, you're gonna have a problem. So
hey,
I'm gonna help you avoid that problem.
yeah, and that's
By
what we
then,
need. That leadership.
yeah, be
That
your
leadership.
authentic self, baby,
Please
and
be
you're gonna have no
yourself.
problem.
Yeah, because you know I'm from around the way. I have stomped through LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You understand what I say when I'm stomping, right? So
yeah, yeah. I
okay,
said just based on how your fingers is moving right now. I said,
feel me? Okay, yeah. Anyway, so just be yourself, and it's okay to compliment, you know, to acknowledge, you know,
yeah,
that which you love,
hmm
and give your iteration, your presentation of
yes,
craft. But you know, don't adulterate it so much that it becomes valueless.
yes,
It's just
yeah.
it's just surface booty music.
Come on. You know what
Surface
it is.
kill them, wet them up. You know, you know.
That's not all we do. And
Yeah.
that's why I kind of, look at my brothers like that's not all you do. That's not all you live. Them ain't
And
the only type
some
of
of
women
them
you know.
never did it ever.
That part. Come on, Jerry. That part.
Meet me on the one way. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on.
Come through the dips. Holla at me. You know what I
Stop
mean?
it. Stop it.
You feel me?
Stop
Like,
playing.
yeah, don't do all that. Just be you. Be an amazing artist.
Right.
Be an
And
amazing
if you gonna
creator.
speak on that, give it its shout out. You
Feel
know,
me? Feel me?
give that to them. Like I feel like that about samples. Like if you gonna sample something, you got to give it its shout out. You
Yes.
gotta you gotta tell them that's Patrice Russian because that's a bad girl.
Feel me?
You feel me?
I love that. I love that segment that LL's doing. Who sampled?
Yes.
That's like a huge education, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna say, ain't so lonely now. And then you take that, you like, okay, and how did he did what? That's where that came from. You know, how you snatch a Gamble and Huff joint, you know what I
Come
mean,
on.
from Philly quick, and then add your that deep bottom bass
Come on.
and twist it and flip that like that and have everybody rocking.
That
No
part.
set tripping, just partying.
Art, come on, come on.
Feel me?
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of hip hop right there.
Yeah,
That right there.
I'm,
But at the same time, to me,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, so now DJ Quick has
yeah.
a song with Gamble and Huff.
Feel
Come
me?
on,
Feel
I
me?
would ride that all day.
All day long.
I'd speak on that all the time.
Bruh, I'm crazy. And then Cat, the magician that Cat is. Come on,
That's
bruh.
that got a flip on it, man. Because it to me like Battle Cat, Broadway, Chop Louie. It's
Yeah,
all in how you chop it
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and flip it.
yeah.
It's kind of recognizable, but not. And when you flip it and you put your own thing, now you have become a musician at that point.
A musician, not just a DJ. You a musician.
Now,
You know?
now that man's a musician.
Yeah,
And he plays the drums, the percussion. So he hears drums in a different way than other people do.
yeah.
And he applies it. Battle Cat's the truth.
We could hear that on what we could freak it. Wasn't that him?
Yep.
Yeah. On We Can Freak It, when he flipped that, I'm like,
Yeah, man.
that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I just smile every time I see him. Because I love the creativity. I'm jealous, right? My mother was a concert pianist, so I grew up in the concert hall. She disrespected me. Now I'm 60. All right. She made me play clarinet for a year. Hold up.
She played clarinet too?
No, she made me play clarinet in the 6th grade. Look, that was so disrespectful. You remember back then, right?
Yes.
You brothers needed to play the trumpet, the trombone, the saxophone.
Yep, the bass.
Clarinet was not it.
That was not it.
That was what they call suspect before it was suspect.
Okay. You
In
could
grade
even say
school.
the French horn.
Yeah.
The French.
Of all the wind instruments, I did not want to play the oboe, the clarinet, the flute, none of I didn't want to do it. But I love classical music. So, and I never really learned to read beyond the upper chart. The lower clef, I always had a problem. You know what I mean? Like left-handed. And I'm left-handed, which is crazy.
Wow.
But I could never play the bass. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway.
My Uncle Larry, God rest his soul, he was my percussionist. His brother, Jerry, was left-handed and he would play the bass upside down.
Yes.
Dope. He was dope.
Yeah. I remember having my left hand tied behind my back so I could try to learn the right-handed.
Wow.
And I don't know if y'all remember the green handle scissors for the left-handers. They will only work. They were made for the left-handed. They had the green plastic on it, so you knew they were for left-handers, right?
Wow.
My parents literally tied my hands behind my back to learn how to write, but it messed with it threw my mental off, my stability off, and created a learning disability. So now I can't learn math.
You can't go back?
You know what? This is funny, and it's it really shouldn't be about me, but at university in my undergrad, algebra, and they had software to help you do the formulations and all that, the workflow process. Final class, finals. Midnight is the deadline. I didn't hit send until 11:59 that night. And I had my homegirl from Boston, who was a math whiz, walking me through the problem for the math final, for the algebra final. I got a D. You know how happy I was? Because I never had a passing grade in math my entire college. No, not even basic math. Like I can get my basics, but and I can count my bread, so don't try it. But I know them fractions, but the rest of it just I have straight block. Like can't do it. Not that I don't want to, I can't comprehend it.
No, but I can feel that.
But
I can
words are
feel
my
how.
thing. So I had to ask you, because I play with words to get the most impact out of a sentence. I might rewrite an entire sentence and uh 10, 15 times before I let it lay.
I can feel that. When I'm reading books, I do the same thing.
Talk to me about your process with that when you're writing and how you reworking and testing the impact and the feel.
That part. You know, I will start writing something. I'm the type of person that will come up with phrases and within whatever I'm experiencing, it, you know, I'll write different phrases and moments, and then I'll go back to them and expound. Um, a lot of times I do the same thing in the studio.
Okay.
I'll lay something and think it's laid and come back to it and say, no, I would like to add this sentence to connect this a little better.
Okay.
You know. So sometimes it's easier said than done, but any idea, I'm the type of person, just write it. Just write it. If it was fly to you in that moment, don't lose it. Do not lose your moments. I do that like in freestyling. Like I would prefer to write than freestyle because the freestyle that I'm getting is what I should be writing. Right. So sometimes when I go into a studio, I'll freestyle and they'll be like, how the fuck did you just come up with that hook like that? Because the moment inspired it, I freestyled this off in the corner and it sounded like a dope hook, and here it is. Instead of wasting it playing, freestyling, singing, and we in the studio now. I need all that to go here.
What was the craziest song creation moment? Something that just said, "Up, there it is, let's go."
I had this band I used to work with called White Chocolates, all white boys. And the cat on the keys, oh my God, what was his name? That's terrible. Anyway, he started playing this bluesy, funky thing on it. He kept playing it like he was trying to find something. And I started singing to it. This pussy's a gangster, but I don't want her to be, so I got to cut her right out of your game. That right there. Sometimes I cannot get away without doing that song. This pussy's a gangster.
Wow.
And it remains to this day a freestyle. The hook is something I know and feel, but the freestyle is whatever is happening in my relationship at that time, whatever I feel men should do for women at that time, whatever I feel women should do for men at that time, what I feel romance is, whatever. But that was probably the most unique moment because it was a rehearsal. That what he was doing had nothing to do with what we were about to do. But he made something happen in me that made this mark. And whenever people hear this song, it's their joint. And I've been doing it for years.
So is it something physical that kind of hits you and you know it? My wife describes shopping as I'll know it when I see it.
Yes, absolutely.
Same with music for you.
Yeah, because I can hear 10 beats. And then all of a sudden you play the 12th one, and I'm like, ooh, oh, yeah, that makes me feel something. That brings out the Aretha in me. You know, I want to do this to that. And now we're winning, you know, but it might take you going through about 10 tracks for me to say, ooh, wait a minute. And then I'm beat greedy. Music needy, you know. Hip hop, my old flame. I see it today. I see she need me. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody brings up enough funk within my jazz with my R&B, if you got all of those elements within a track, you probably got me.
So
Yeah.
I got to ask you, since you mentioned that 3x3 Age of Pisces
Ooh,
that you pulled off with Nino Beige, right?
yeah, man. Nino did his thing. And Patrick Antonia,
Yeah,
West Coast
yeah.
Creations. Yes.
Talk to me about that. That warning shots.
What
Yeah,
a shot.
I was
Ball
I
right
was
up top.
I was running with that for a second. I was like, yeah, they don't want
That's
me to
what I
get started because you know, I got an attitude. I got stuff to get off my chest.
see.
And I'm letting everybody else, you know, the OGs within the hip hop journalism sphere do their thing. But I have a story that none of them had.
Mm, mm.
So
That
warning
that
shots
part.
was me getting ready to say, watch out, motherfuckers, because I'm going to show you
Yes.
a journey in hip hop.
Come on. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
So
And I'm a Pisces. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm a
Those,
Gemini. There's 36 of me, and they never know which one gonna step to them. But I love that. I loved it. You know, the 3x3, and I also the way you guys flip Christmas in LA. Come on
oh
now.
my God.
A
That Christmas
Christmas
in LA.
joint. I was like, no, I gotta hear this. And
Okay.
I,
Imagine how I felt. They were like, you want to do a Christmas song with AC Alone, Micah 9, and 2 Max? I'm like, what?
yeah,
Like a LA Christmas joint? Ain't nobody did that. Wait a minute.
that was a
I'm
no.
with
That was a no-brainer. Yeah.
it. And the different folks involved was indicative of LA. Because you got a Latin band, Ozomanda, you got the Latin 2Max talking about tamales and you know what I mean, different things in his routine of Christmas. And then Mike and I, it was brilliant. Just just to think of doing that was brilliant.
I had so much fun writing about that joint. And I
Wow.
know when your team sent it to me, they didn't think I was gonna do anything with it. I'm
Mm.
like, hold on, bro. Like, you don't understand who you're talking about. To me, you don't know who you're talking about to me. And
See,
uh quit playing with me.
mm, mm.
quit,
Come on, come on.
quit playing with me. Cause yeah, November I dropped you did the Age of Pisces. I did a piece on that one.
Wow.
Then we hit Trouble for in 2020.
Mm.
Trying to keep up with you, you know what I mean? And then in March, you know, the Diamond Collective, we did a little piece on the Diamond Collective with the female West Coast rappers. But
Did you like the flash on them off of that?
you feel me? Look, I, I just fair warning. I already said it early. I'm a fan. I owe this woman because of inspiration and her support early on. I'm really getting ready to get ignorant and let y'all see what's up. And you know, because for me, having you and just to get this opportunity to once again sit down and have a conversation when nobody's interrupting us. I'm getting all these gems and nuggets
See,
of history. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
I first of all, I never thought I would be here at this point
Wow.
because of my lifestyle. You know, I'm stomping through LA for real. And
Come
then
on.
the military, and I'm stomping in other people's backyards.
Woo.
Feel me? And I
Yeah.
like I said, I retired in
Mm.
2013, spent almost 3 years in the hospital, you know, but here I am. And so I think I appreciate like an old school artist who's getting new shine and an ability to express the experiences that hip hop was really born and bred from on both coasts.
That part. Yes.
As a journalist, I get to do it, but
That's
you can find my name in parks and places
see.
from way back when. You
Come
know?
on. Come on. Say that.
So to be here now with 2 PhDs, a professorship, talking to a real professor of hip hop
Wow.
from
Thank
the
God.
land. Come on now.
Come on.
This is, I'm gonna be ignorant. I'm gonna be ignorant. When I write, this is gonna be some, Langston Hughes shit that's coming down about this one right here. I'm done.
I love it. I love you for that.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. And I will come home and I'll see you in Lemert. I'm gonna see you at the Project Blow.
Come on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna slide in real quiet. You know what I
I
mean?
love it. I love it. It has to happen. I was just talking to Ben, and I'm like, I need a space over there. I need a warehouse. I need to come on back
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it needs that.
yeah. They gonna look at me like, who's that gray haired dude bailing down the street that hard like that? I'm home, y'all. Hold up.
Okay.
And I'm
Same.
doing,
It's the same bell. It's the same stomp.
feel me? Same bell, same stump. Just a little slower.
Just a little.
Not as graceful. Not as graceful. And I can't run, so let's get it. We gonna hold court right where we at. Feel me? Don't start. Don't start. I would like to know with love, and I appreciate your time. You have been so patient with me, and I'm
It's all
greedy in a motherfucker. So I will have you here for like 6 hours. You feel me?
that part. And I got it's getting late on me. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So I gotta respect your time. I would like to know, you have been interviewed over time and had conversations over time with journalists, everybody, cat, uncle, and dog, so to speak.
Mm.
Is there a question that we have neglected to ask you that you might have always wanted to address and nobody gave you the opening?
I always mention boxes. And I've been put in a lot of them. But at the same time, they can't find the box for me to fit in musically. So I am itching for someone to ask me about the many boxes that politicians create and we create as people to invest or divest in.
Consider it asked if you have the time to answer it. If not, I would love to have you back and we could focus on a different level.
Yeah, let's come back and focus on a different level because that is a deep conversation. Who I love that makes it humorous is Dave Chappelle.
Indeed.
He taps on the boxes that we've created for ourselves and politicians create so that they can invest their money and give it a name and a reason and whatever. People are always like, Medusa, come and do things for the LGBT community. And I'm like, there's a box again, and I don't know what you would like to call me. I am a loving and gifting person. I am a people person. I have a wife right now, but I have had a husband. I have had a girlfriend and a boyfriend at the same time, and I think that's just freedom, you know. So all the different boxes that people desire to put me in, I don't fit. There are no boxes. I don't consider myself put in these things, these frames, because I'm not going to stereotype myself into these boxes. You like a gangsta goddess. People are like, oh, she's a gangster. Not necessarily.
Hmm.
I don't have to be a gangster to gangster you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So don't put me in that box. You
You just
know,
need to be played
you
with.
you can't say that I'm gay when I'm free.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't put me in that box. If I turned around and told the LGBT community that I have a wife and a king, and you know we all live together, and this is what we're doing, you want to call that something,
Mm-hmm.
when really it's just the meeting of three minds that happen to really enjoy each other's company,
Mm-hmm.
and we find an even playing field to communicate with, and we're all attracted to each other to be uh sensual in and respectful, and that there is no box because it's an extensive conversation. The box that they're dealing with right now with transgender,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I get your feelings, but the reality is there is no box for that.
Mm-hmm.
there there just isn't. And you guys don't want to dig into a spiritual realm of how many times we have been here as a spirit, as a soul. So maybe you came back too quick
Mm-hmm.
and you still remember being a woman.
Mm-hmm.
That still sits in you. Do
Mm-hmm.
we want to have that conversation?
That's a good conversation because I
Yeah,
believe in reincarnation. So
I do too.
it's logical to me that that could happen.
Yes, to
You
me
know,
too.
Bruce Lee
But that's
said
a,
the two glass, the empty glass, full glass. You know what I
yeah.
mean? This glass is full, this glass is empty. When you pour this water from the full glass into the empty glass, there are still droplets in that original glass.
Yes, absolutely, Jerry. Yes, you see where I'm coming from.
Yes, yes. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted you to, I understood that. I felt
That
that.
that's love. So that, I mean, if we could come back, I would love to dialogue regarding things like that,
I would love it.
and just the presence of woman in this hip hop.
I would love it. I would love it. Final question for this session.
Yeah,
Don't make me come to LA to catch up with you now.
I won't do that.
Because that, and y'all, when I come, I'm looking for oxtails. I heard that they
Oh,
closed down
oh,
by,
I got you.
you got me?
Yeah,
Oh, oh, thank you. Thank you.
let me take you.
I'm coming to get you. Don't worry. I got you. I got your
Okay.
number from the appointment. I'm gonna lock you in. I'll send you a text. Be like, yo, yeah, oxtails. And then I gotta go to the Versailles room. I know it's old and dilapidated, but they got the best Cuban sandwich in the city, unless you go to Bell Gardens or Huntington Park. So,
Wow.
feel me? Anyway, what do you have coming up and where can they find you? And could you please give me a 120 to close out?
Okay. I have a show with Slick Rick as a special guest performance in the West Coast Creation set. Me and Patrick Antonian are doing warning shots, and I'm doing a secret song, a storytelling song of my own. Phenomenal. So that's coming up on the 27th in Riverside, Slick Rick. Um, I have the 8th in Las Vegas with Faith Evans, Exhibit, Dog Pound, Outlaws, and Battle Cat is running that whole stage where that happens. It's an NFL alumni event. That's February 8th, Las Vegas. Um, Also the 16th and 19th in Seattle for the Zulu chapter anniversary in Seattle. I will also be on the 30th. Is it the 30th? Oh my God. There's so many dates. No, I'm sorry. The March 2nd in Inglewood and March 9th at UC Irvine for a panel regarding women and funk driven women in hip hop. And then the 30th at the Broad Museum, the 30th of March with the live band. Yeah. So that's what I have so far on the calendar, and you can check that out at gangstagoddess.ca, or you can follow me on IG, Legend Medusa. But everything is dropping at one time. I have a joint dropping called Get Out at It with Chop Louie, Broadway on the Mix. That will be dropping on the 8th, along with Double Dutch, which is the single from me and Georgia Ann's project, Top Shelf Funk. Yeah. So I'm just fit to hit you guys with some things, and hope you love it for the rest of the year, because it will be for the year that I'm dropping singles on you.
And
You know,
you will
just pay
find each
attention.
and every one of them on the Hype magazine and everywhere else that I write.
Thank you.
We're going all in West Coast. We're going all in for the goddess hip hop.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jerry. That's all I can ask.
I'm gonna be
You
your
know,
kid.
because I'm out here. I mean, we having a nice conversation, but I'm gritty when it comes to my get down on that stage and when I write. People think that I'm this sweet goddess thing. Like, don't call the wrong person out on that microphone, because I got something for you. And if you want to put some money on it, that's all right too. We could do that.
I will put my whole pension on it. I got whatever. Anyway, it's all good. Okay. Last request. Could I get a drop? Medusa with Jerry Dobie, Hype Magazine live sessions. Just that's the basics.
Hey, this is Medusa the Gangsta Goddess with Jerry Dobie. You know what? I got hype loaded in my magazine, and I'm about to shoot y'all with it. And if you ain't tuned in, then you missed it.
Bang. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And
I love you too, man.
I love what you're doing. And I'm really here. I'm gonna text you. So I'm just gonna say it's Jerry from Hype. And then you can
there it is.
And then Oxtails it is.
Come on, I got you. And I'm talking fall off the bone type.
See,
yeah.
Holla at your boy. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. I'm so honored, so humbled. She does need. I'll send her the request, but I do need a couple of high reses.
Okay.
For because it will be editorial and video, and then I got a radio show on Dash, so I'm gonna split it. And then I also have the podcast on iHeart. So I'm going to run the audio there. So I'm gonna give you the whole thing. Watch.
I love it.
I fit
Jerry, please keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Because God saved you for a reason, and it seemed like you walking in your purpose, and that's all we can do.
I am literally living my dream.
That part.
All right. Till next time.
Yeah, love. Talk to you soon.
I'll see you for coffee soon. All right, now. Bye.
Hey.
All right.
Peace, love.
Peace.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine.
And we right here with the Hype Magazine. You already know what it is.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.